the previous year, so I don't know much about them. And in the car on the way up, I heard sort of really great things about them, how technical their players was, and how skillful they were, how quick they were, and that hadn't lost games in however long. And I just don't think that was reflected on what we played against today. I thought we were absolutely on top. We probably should have been 3-0 up before half-time. We got a couple of goals, they got one back. I thought, we kind of almost let them get that goal. But yeah, they weren't what I was expecting, personally.
It felt like none of our goals came easy, obviously, but we did have a good part of the play. Jack, from your position as goalkeeper, how do you kind of see how obviously we took a bit of a lead in the first half, pushed ahead there. How did it look from where you were?
Yeah, to be fair, it looks very, very comfortable from what I sort of saw. When you have players, a lot of their team quite technically quite decent on the ball, when you allow them to have time on it, but in terms of a physical battle, we just outmuscled them really, and quite a decent sized pitch as well, so we were able to play around it. And as Nick said, we probably should have been at least 3 goals up if we finished our chances really. But I thought in the end, but for a couple of scares, it was quite comfortable for us really. I thought one of the sort of better away games that we played, and sort of good thing now that we're coming to these away games, we're not the soft touch that we probably were at the beginning of the season away from home. Squad availability is much better, and everyone out there putting a massive shift, and sort of was reflected in the result.
Nick, do you think it was a case of outmuscling, or do you think we actually outplayed? Like in this, like obviously they were good. Let's not it's kind of not talk our performance down. They're a good team. Yeah. Was it a case of us just being stronger, or did we play better today?
We went into the game and they were unbeaten in the league, and so we came in. We knew that. I think we absolutely outplayed them. I don't think they had many chances, many shots on goal. Jack made a few saves, but one, I suppose, the biggest save was off our player in the first half. So yeah, we absolutely outplayed them. But we were the bigger and stronger team, and I think they got quite frustrated in the first half, and they sort of niggly tackles, etc., etc. We had a lot of free kicks where they were just frustrated because we'd been there first, we were faster, stronger, etc. And they just started kicking at us, and then it kind of culminated in a bit of a bust-up in the second half, where the referee kind of hadn't done anything about them. But yeah, I think we absolutely outclassed them today. And so if they are one of the top sides in the league, I think then we are now one of the top sides in the league. It's something that I've been kind of saying to the boys. I overheard some of the fans, I can't remember what game it was, but it was 6 games ago. I overheard some of the fans, at the end of the game, we'd won. And they said, so now we're free from relegation. The relegation's not going to happen. And I thought to myself, bloody hell, like I won't be in a relegation battle. I'm looking up the table and I want to know who's at the top so we can chase them. So every week, that's what we're doing. We're looking at the top until we're at the top looking down.
So yeah, you're right there. So like in terms of the table, I think we're 4th at the minute, but we've got loads of games in hand over everyone except Brentford. So they're the team to catch. Today's result puts us way in control in terms of Samurai, which is great for us. And we've obviously got home leg to come. Next week it's a cup game, but then the next league game, that's a huge one, isn't it, Jack?
Yeah, every league game's important. I'm not sure, are we home or away? Home. There we go. So everyone will be available, obviously. It'll be hard for Jeff to pick a squad. It's probably just going to have to go with a winning team that we've kept so far. But yeah, I don't personally look at the table. I come in as an outsider, same with Nick. I don't know any of these teams. I just turn up and try and win for Clapton. I don't really care about who we're playing. Same with the North West London game. And today, we're told teams that this good or that good or whatever. I don't really care. All we care about is sort of giving 100% for Clapton. And we think if we got our best team out and we give 100%, then we'll probably get the win.
Do you think we had our best team out today?
I think there's perhaps maybe 1 or 2 that can come back in, but let's not name names. I think everybody that stood up and be counted today. There's some great performances from everybody. There's not one person that had a bad game. Everyone can be proud of their performance, especially away from home. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to come out all this way. Every away game for us is a little bit difficult for us to get to, but it's sort of good that we're sort of matching our home form with our away form as well.
Arguably, we beat arguably the best team in the league, potentially, today, at their own place, in terms of results we've had so far this season. we're going to be a bit underrepresented next week, I think. I mean, obviously it's a cup game. How do you think it's going to go? I mean, Nick, you're potentially going to be there.
Is next it's the 7th, isn't it? Next week, I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to look. I'm looking at my schedule. I've got a family thing, so I might not be there.
Stonewall this
Stonewall.
up. Yeah.
Stonewall in the cup. Oh no, I absolutely am there. God, yes, I absolutely am there. And yeah, it's a cup game, so it kind of allows us to kind of turn our attention to sort of silverware and away from sort of this run that we're on in the league at the minute. Stonewall, I thought were a decent side when we played them relatively recently. I like their forward. He kind of gave me a bit of a run around. He got the bicycle kicked in me, I think. But I mean, alone in the box, and the ball kind of falls quite nicely to you. So yeah, I think as long as we've got sort of the boys that we've had for the last sort of 6 games available, we've got the fan support.
Yeah, I mean, even though it's that final, it's a cup game, but you know, we don't. I'm speaking for Jeff. We don't put out a team to lose game of football. Every time we put out a team, it's obviously with a cup game. It's not trying to weaken the team, it's trying to get players in and sort of bring them back into form, because at the end of the day, this league isn't going to be through 11 players that win it. It's going to be through the whole squad, and you know, some players need a little bit of time to sort of get back into the mix, and it sort of worked well with the sort of players that have not been there at the start of the season but sort of forced their way into the team. And so, you know, we'll be going out next week against Stonewall, whatever 11's put out or whatever 16's put out, and trying to get that win, especially at home. And you know, they've got a following as well. We don't ever go out to, you know, play a lesser team. You know, we'll try 100% every training session we put in. So yeah, we don't need to worry about lack of selection for next week.